everybody, it's Debbie, and I am back to share with you my traveler's notebook journal from a recent trip I took with my son. We just had kind of a local vacation, so I had made this prior to us leaving and took this and my zip printer and just kind of a little pouch full of stickers and things, and I did the majority of it each night when we were settling down while we were on vacation, for a few exceptions. I do have to give a disclaimer today. Today's manicure, I don't even know if it's going to show up in there, is brought to you by my 5-year-old friend. The glitter that was all over my fingers managed to come off in the shower last night, but we are still left with a whole lot of sparkles. So I didn't feel like redoing it. I'm having kind of a lazy day, so I made this little charm just out of things I had. There's a couple of pieces that I especially love. There's a little pair of sunglasses over here and a flip-flop. And we went to Monterey, California, which is not super far from where we live, but we did some beaching, so that was fun. And this just clips right off. It's a lobster claw clasp, the front, if you want to get it out of the way, which will be easier for this flip through. So pocket on the front. I didn't fill out that tag, but I did fill out this one, just what to bring. Despite filling that out, I still forgot my PJs, which is okay because we shopped. This just says, here we go into the wild blue yonder, getaway, and little road trip sign. This, let's see, I don't know if I have this out over here. This is my giant date stamp from, Studio Calico. I did have it right here, but I must have put it away. And if I did, I don't know where I put it. Anyway, love, love, love this thing. It was sold out for the longest time, and I ordered it, and then it just showed up at my doorstep one day. I totally forgot that I had ordered it. Thankfully, the money must have been in the account when they took it out, but anyway, so just journaling and us in the car. This is us at the wharf. The place we stayed, the front desk gal told us, oh, the wharf's only like a 5-minute walk. No, not for us. It wasn't. Not even for my son, who's, in great shape, is a basketball player and all of that. But it was quite a walk a ways. And both my son and I are not huge fans of seafood. There's a couple of things I'll eat, but nothing at this point in his life that he'll eat. We were both starving, and here we are on a wharf with tons of probably excellent seafood, and we're looking for things like pizza or anything else. We did find pizza for him, which is good, because any of you that have or know teenage boys knows you have to keep them nourished. Pizza. My son humored me on this whole vacation, which was really nice, and posed for pictures or took selfies with me whenever I asked. So, I mean, who can complain? That's us messing around when we first were checking out our hotel room, and we had ordered dinner in that night at our hotel room, and chose not to do that again for various reasons. We went shopping, so here's the receipts of what we got, some stuff for him for school, my PJs, the menu in this little tuck spot from the restaurant, from the hotel, the restaurant of the hotel, our little brochure. And then the next day we went over to Carmel, and we didn't spend a lot of time in Carmel just because it wasn't what we were looking for that day, really. So we walked around and looked at some shops. It's beautiful. It's a really fun trip. It's probably more of a girls kind of shopping trip. It's very boutique-y and pretty upscale, so for me, great fun to look at, but didn't really have the purchasing power for that. Anyway, so we took some pictures in the garden. My son took most of the selfies because he's way taller than me. I'm standing on stairs here to get even with him. And his arms are longer. He can get everything in the shot, whereas I have to be all weird. So we decided to leave Carmel, took off to go to the aquarium. But first we stopped at this bakery, Paris Bakery, which was by our, close to our hotel down the street. Oh my God, it was so good. It was, I'm glad I don't live near a place like that because I wouldn't fit through the door. I just can't speak. If you're in Monterey, visit the Paris Bakery. So we visited the Monterey Bay Aquarium. These were just some of the first attractions. Probably not showing up well on screen, but it's a great place to go if you love photography, especially. These are just, printed with from my phone on my zip. So, not huge quality there, but the potential is wonderful. My other camera got some great pictures. Here's our admission. It is pretty costly, even if you have discounts. But I don't mind paying to get into things like this. The money goes to the aquarium and to conservation efforts. And regardless of your political stand, my fear is that, we already know a lot of money doesn't get funded for those things, and it's likely to be even less so. So supporting that kind of thing is good with me. This just some journaling about what we saw, different shows that we watched while we were there, and the schedule of those shows. Some more journaling, just kind of our highlights. My son loves the penguins and the turtles. He's always, we both actually love the turtles. And then I love the jellyfish display. This is just one picture, but they are just gorgeous. It's a darkened part of the aquarium. The lighting is really fabulous, and then there's all the each different type of jellyfish has their own display, and it's gorgeous. So another selfie of us, and then just some more journaling of our food adventures for that day and the receipts. This is hotel entertainment in a city that kind of shuts down early if you're, not clubbing or anything like that. This game my son made, which was called Chair something. What was it called? Chair coasting. Fortunately, there was no one in the room below us. We did have neighbors above us. The hotel had this little organza bag of earplugs next to the bed, and when we walked in, I'm like, And I had read reviews, and they were all over the board. Most of them were really favorable. A couple of them mentioned rooms being loud. There's a reason they give you those earplugs. Our room was so loud that we could hear the people above us every step they took, and they weren't loud, like they weren't obnoxious or rude or loud or anything. We could just hear every move they made. And we weren't far from an ice machine, which sounded like I don't know what. But other than that, it was fine and adequate, and I'm somewhat easygoing when it comes to that stuff. It did have a pool. We didn't visit the pool, which is unusual because ever since my son's been little, he loves to go swimming in hotel pools. This is just our receipt from the hotel itself. Then we went over to the beach that is connected to the hotel we usually stay at when we go to Monterey, which is right on the beach. Couldn't make that happen this trip, but we just love to spend some time there, and so we hung out there for a good part of the day as we were leaving. We were gone. We were gone total for 3 days, was it? Yeah, 3 days. So these are just shots of my son on the beach. And we have had really a rough last 18 months. We had a move that we didn't want to make but needed to make. for financial reasons. So that, you know, just things like that, stress around those kinds of things. And my son started high school last year. It was just a lot of transitions. And so watching him on the beach there, it just felt really healing. And my silent prayer was that, you know, some restoration and healing was coming to him in that moment. I find the beach very soothing and healing, so I think he does too. This is my 32. 32s pop up in almost all of anything I make. Not always, but most of the time. More beach shots. My son playing in the sand, because you are never too old to do that. And then here, a little pull out. As we were on the beach, we had a little birdie visitor come right up to us. Get in there. And then we came home, and we were going to do another day trip. Part of our vacation, we wanted to go to Capitola, but we just didn't fit it in. And so some friends of ours, neighbors actually on our street, asked if we wanted to go with them that weekend. So here we go. That's one of my neighbors. They have 3 kids, so we took one in our car and took 2 cars just because we had lots of stuff. That's the little parking. Journaling about how the day came to be. This is all the grown-ups on the beach, and this is the biggest boys, the oldest boys, wakeboarding in Capitola, so that was fun. I ended up getting completely sunburned on the bottom of my legs, which usually I get no color at all. So, I mean, they don't tan, they don't burn, they just always stay the same, but somehow they were susceptible to color this time. And then we had a great lunch at Margaritaville. Stomped around in our flip-flops. On the way home, my son and I stopped for ice cream. And that is our little trip. So I hope you enjoyed it. I literally made this like the night before we left, and I really just made kind of the shell and stuck papers in. I guessed how many. I knew I just wanted it to be like one signature, and then I kind of gauged how much I wrote and how many pictures I included based on how much space I had. So I did include a variety of scrapbooking papers, and they're cardstock, so they're thicker. Tends to, you know, bulk it up a little bit. And every other just aligned writing paper, some of which I used as writing paper and some of which I just either made a pocket over or just scrapbooked right over, or documented right over, however you want to call it. Does have a tie closure. I took it off before I made the video just so I wouldn't be dealing with it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.